Good morning, race fans, and welcome to Day 8 of the 2019 World Jet Boat Championships. Today's highlight video is brought to you by Barta Equipment. The racers in the background are just going through the drivers' meeting as they prepare to go up the Pine River and back down, a leg that's been known to claim some boats in the past. We hear that water's pretty high up there, so we're hoping for no drama for any racers today, but you never know. In the afternoon, they're going to be taken to the Peace River for circuit races in front of Peace Island Park here, and it'll be a long action-filled day for everyone with 2 legs plus circuit racing. It's going to be a ton of action.
It was shaping up to be a great day of racing as the river was calm and the sun was shining all the way up to Happy Hour Corner on the Pine. All boats made it up smoothly and without any major drama at all. As the final boats make their way back to the Peace Island Park, it was a beautiful sunny day and the fans began packing the banks to cheer on their local racers. In the first heat of the day, Tanner Froelich extended his lead in the FX World Championships as the other 3 boats competing in FX this year weren't able to start. The first of 2 CX heats included Randy Huff, who got off to an awesome start, followed closely by Clayton Woolsey. Not long after, Clayton suffered more mechanical issues and was forced to beach him. Trapper and Landon were having a great race for 3rd place in this heat when Landon hooked the corner and ran aground. He managed to keep it running and was back in the race in no time. By the end of this heat, Randy Huff had extended a pretty healthy lead over the other boats in this second heat of the day. The next heat featured the top 6 CX class boats in the overall standings. Tim Harding got a great jump off the start, but Kelly Lodge closed in on him before the top corner. With only 1 lap left in this heat, Justin Hill, who's leading the CX World Championships, lost power on the bottom corner, which bow hooked him right up on shore. This all happened while he's got a limited lead over some very fast CX boats in this year's competition. get it back in the water and keep running under his own steam. Kelly Locke ran a great race and closed to within the second place by only 9 seconds.
Justin, as we come to the final days in the marathon here in Taylor, you're leading the CX, you're doing awesome. What happened in today's circuit races?
Yeah, well, we started off well and we had a terrible start, and we made up some places and the boat was going absolutely awesome. And yesterday we set a couple of cray pots down the river and we thought we had to pull them today, so we stopped up the bank, pulled the cray pots and let people pass, but we got back going again, and yeah, it's just made it tight racing. You know how it's like, Mike.
So I think we haven't had official times come in yet or anything like that, but it is extremely tight, I think, in the CX class right now.
Yep, it's extremely tight, and times will tell, but yeah, I think Kelly's going to be right behind me, and we're not going to pull the pots tomorrow. That's all I can say.
So you guys are going to keep the hammer down, hope for a great start, and keep Kelly behind you, and you guys are hoping to win this thing tomorrow.
Yep, and we're going to put 200 litres of fuel in it, so we're just safe, and yeah, make sure the crew have got the spinners ready, because you never know, last day of racing.
Kelly, you've been hard charging in the CX class ever since day one of the marathon, but ever since that spin out in Grand Prairie, you've been pushing even harder, and this is really shaping up to be quite the CX class finish here. You're only sitting 9 seconds out of second place behind Tim.
Yeah, I definitely grabbed a gear. When I was in the lead, I was gonna tap her cool and try to just keep it, and once I lost it, I threw that handbook out the window, and I just I didn't let off through the smoky. Almost lost the boat a few times doing that, but it's turned out we're 9 seconds behind Tim. I think 9 seconds, and he's quick.
As drama waits to unfold in the CX class, the A class was no different. Stephen Ford got a great start in the heat, though Tim Greber managed to get around him for the lead in the top corner. And Darren Cage quickly moved into second place. Barry Fenton had a poor start, though was making up places throughout the heat. A couple of laps in, and Stephen Shearing starts seeing smoke from a competitor ahead of him. Turns out it was from A-class leader Tim Greber's motor, which forced them to retire from the race.
Tim, we come into the second last circuit of the marathon, and all you had to do is keep your motor together, and we did a great interview with you yesterday, how you've been starting and finishing every leg. And we come around banking the chopper and come get this nice shot of you, and we see some smoke coming out of the back of your boat. What happened to it today?
Well, we're trying to look to see what it is right now. I don't see any aluminum on these plugs, but it's acting like it's always acted when you hold a piston. I've done it several times before, and it's a bit of a kick in the sack, but I mean, what are you going to do? I was running real hard, and I think there's only just so many hard pushes in those little pistons that I put in this time.
What are you going to do tomorrow? Are you going to be able to put in a secondary power plant, or are you going to do something different? Or are you just going to hope that your time holds out for experiencing a DNS and then still keeping the lead?
I think it's going to be close, but I think we could probably have a DNS. We're gonna work on this a little bit here and then decide if we don't have to take the penalty even if we put the motor in if we don't race. So we're going to figure out what our odds are, or what our times are going to be, what the likely suspect's going to be. But I think on a shorter race, I think I'll be all right with penalty time. I'll just be able to ride this out. It's just a heartbreaker, though.
The next heat was the first turbine heat of the circuits, and Gord Humphrey returned to the river after getting knocked out of contention while racing in Grand Prairie. And Gord had his boat flying for his hometown crowd, while Darren Weaver was putting the pressure on him in second. It was great to see Gord work tirelessly on his boat to get it back together and able to put on a show for his hometown crowd. The two U-Spec boats of Regan and Randy were also in this heat, and Regan ended up edging out Randy and continuing to extend his lead in the U-Spec class. The final heat of the day featured the 4 fastest riverboats in this year's marathon. Chad Burns jumped out to an awesome start and edged out Rick and Nigel, who ate some roost behind him. Downstream now, and Ross was able to get around Chad for the lead, which opened the door for Rick to get around Chad as well for second. Rick has been closing the gap on Nigel for that second overall position now that he's got his turbine running back at 100%. And with Rick in second and Nigel in fourth in this heat, this will make for an exciting overall finish tomorrow.
As we come to a close on an exciting day 8 here in the 2019 World Jet Boat Championships, we got to thank Barta Equipment for sponsoring today's highlight video. The run up the Pine in the back for most competitors was pretty uneventful. However, the circuit races in the afternoon, there's a lot of drama going on. Starting with that CX class of the leaders, with Justin Hill having some drama and getting run up on his shore and having to push himself back off. And Tim Greber leading the A class coming into today, and he had a DNF after his motor let go. And Nigel Cromie sitting second overall didn't have the greatest start, and he had to deal with a bunch of wake going into the end of the race there, so he didn't have the best finish either. What's day 9 going to have in store for us as we close off the marathon tomorrow in Taylor, British Columbia? We'll have to wait and find out. Check out that highlight video tomorrow.